The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution says that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. However, virtually any law restricts liberty. That's what a law does. Over time, the Supreme Court has found that there are certain liberties that cannot be restricted, for which no due process of law will be sufficient. In this case, New York State had passed laws prohibiting bakery employers from forcing staff to work more than 10 hours a day and 60 hours per week. Joseph Lochner of Lochner's Family Bakery was twice charged with failing to comply with that law. He challenged it in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court found that the liberty of individuals to make contracts was a fundamental individual liberty, which should only be constrained when there was some genuine public purpose for doing so. The majority said that it was not permissible for state laws to restrict contracts merely for the individual good of the parties to the contract. The state should let the parties to the contract, in this case the employment contract, freely decide the terms of their agreement. The majority judges said there is no reasonable ground for interfering with the liberty of person or the right of free contract by determining the hours of labour in the occupation of a baker. There is no contention that bakers as a class are not equal in intelligence and capacity to men in other trades or manual occupations, or that they are not able to assert their rights and care for themselves without the protecting arm of the state interfering with their independence of judgment and of action. They are in no sense wards of the state. The minority judges said that absolute freedom of contract was merely one economic theory among many, and it was not the role of the Constitution to preserve one economic policy if the elected legislators wanted to follow a different policy. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said, "A constitution is not intended to embody a particular economic theory, whether of paternalism and the organic relation of the citizen to the state, or of laissez-faire. It is made for people of fundamentally differing views." Ultimately, this decision was overturned, but for many years it established the basis for terrible working conditions, particularly in large cities in the United States.